Hi, just want to introduce myself. My name is Kelly. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy August 20th, 2014. I thought I was making a right choice. But I've had nothing but struggles. First 2 days in the hospital were good. First 2 days coming home were good. I felt like myself. I felt like, hey, this could work, I got sick. Just simple flu or cold. It was like a post-nasal infection. But it was enough to send me spiraling downward. Went to the doctor, put me on some antibiotics. Came home, tried to take them, crushing them and making them get down as best I can. Trying to keep up on fluids and protein. The sip, 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 sip that everybody does in the beginning. Started getting dehydrated. Went to the hospital for fluids because I knew I was dehydrated, and it was all I could do just to get up and walk out the door. Really thought I was going to die that day. They did some tests at the hospital, did a CAT scan of my abdominal area and my stomach, and told me that I had diverticulitis, and put me on 2 more antibiotics on top of what I was already taking. And it was all I could do is just to take pills all day long, let alone get protein and fluids in, and I kept getting dehydrated. I kept getting sick all the time. I started having a lot of anxiety. I started having a lot of depression. Went to the hospital a couple more times for IV fluids. Because I just, no matter what I did, I could not stay hydrated. Went to the ER one time because my doctor forgot to write extended prescription for my IV fluids. So I ended up going to the emergency room. They took labs and gave me IV, told me I could go. I didn't realize until after I was gone that they didn't give me my lab results. I didn't feel very good, so I guess to me it wasn't that important because I was just not feeling good. And I went for 2 weeks going through episodes where 1 minute I would be myself and I would be okay. The next minute I would be crying and upset. The next minute I would be in what they call a psychotic episode, where all I would want to do, I hated myself, I'd want to kill myself. My fiance said he didn't even recognize who I was because it was that bad. And it went on for 2 weeks. 2 weeks of torture. Finally said enough's enough, and I went to see my primary care physician. Did labs. And I told him, I mentioned to him that they did it in the hospital, but I'd never had, they never gave me my results, so he looked them up, and I was just like 1/10 of a point from being critical. My potassium was that low, plus probably dehydration on top of it. I have fought really hard to try to get over this battle. going back to work full time. A very physical, labor-intensive job. Hasn't been easy. Takes every ounce of energy that I have just to do my job. When I first went back, there was days I couldn't make it all the way through, or I would have to call in because I was mentally having a bad day, or physically, or both. It's just been really hard. They say they see, my family says they can see progress. That I can do a little more every day, but I still feel very weak. It's been 3 months, a little over 3 months. And the battle I have in my head, it's almost more than I can bear. I am working with a therapist, and he says that I have depression on top of depression. I guess I've been carrying depression around with me all my life. From certain circumstances, bad choices I've made in relationships. Just everything. I was never one to stuff food in my mouth when I was depressed. Or when I would have a problem, I would just stuff my emotions. But I learned to live with it and keep moving on. I have 3 kids. I had to get them raised and help them become beautiful adults. And they are. I just feel bad for my youngest daughter. She's 16 in 11th grade. And she's having to see me go through this. The reason I did the surgery is because I never had a lot of energy. Even when I went on the nutritional program, through the bariatric program, and I was losing weight very well, I still didn't have a lot of energy or a lot of gumption. And I felt that there had to be more to life than just working and sleeping. That I had to have something in between. I had to have a life in between that and have energy and find my fun side and want to do things again like I used to. So I used to just love to do a lot of things. And going through this surgery I thought would make it better. All it's done is compound everything. It's made everything worse. Before surgery, at least I could see a future. I had plans. I knew what I wanted to do as I got older. Now it's so hard to see a future. I try very hard to make it through each day.